Welcome to Modernist Mixing. Today we're mixing this into this. Hello and welcome to another episode of Modernist Mixing. Today we're mixing a country track by the artist Kenton Bryant, and the name of the track is Better Than Me. The multi-tracks were made available by Nail the Mix, and they were originally mixed by Billy Decker. So what we have is drum tracks, a bass TI and a bass amp track, some guitars, an acoustic guitar, some keys, some pads, apparently Juno pads, pulse pad, etc., a couple of vocals, and we also have a reference mix, so we can see what we've done by the end of the mix and how it compares to the official mix. So basically I'll start the track and we'll have a listen, and then we'll go ahead with the mix. So let me see, somewhere around here where there's lots of guitars and stuff. Alrighty, starting with the kick. Oops. Yep, good. Okay, done with that. Turn on my effects. There we go. Okay, so what's this kick to? Kick out. Alright, this usually is a muddier version of the kick in mic, but let's see. What I'll do is I'll use this as the sub, but I'll add some sub frequencies using the sub synth. So where's the mix? Mix. There you go. Okay. Okay, we might come back to these later on, so I'll start with the snare. Good. Let me bring in the bottom mic as well. Yep, good. I'll add some room sounds to the snare using triggers. Obviously, we need to add some Yep, fine for now. Let's move on to the toms. Tom 2, okay. I don't want the other tracks for now. Yep, good. I'll do these together, so this can be on the left. Turn on the usual effects, ambience. This can go to the ambience as well. So it's picking up the snare. Let me see. Okay, tom gates are done. Moving on to the overheads. So we can hear how the toms are working along with the overheads. Room mics. Yep, sounds fine for now. Let me bring in the bass and see how the drums play with the bass. Okay, let's see what the guitars are doing. I feel like I'm going to have to come back to the bass and the kick especially. Let me deal with these one by one. Yeah, so we have this guitar. It's clean. Okay, so it's clean at some point, but then goes into drive later on. Okay. I'll duplicate this track and move this to, I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll just deal with this rhythm guitar first. So this has a duplicate here. So obviously we're going to have to remove the lows. Okay, let's see. I'll decide on this later. Let me check what these are. So much noise. I'm going to have to gate these. Yeah, RX to the rescue. RX guitar denoise. So learn the amp. There we go. Okay, so we have a bunch of guitars here. What's this? Yeah, that's on the left. So I would probably pan this to the mids. Not the mids, the center. And okay, so this is now the mid track. This is but no. Oh, they've recorded this quite weirdly. Okay. So this has to stay in the middle because it keeps playing. So these are only coming in together, so that makes sense if they're left and right. So this is a high arpeggio. So what I can do with this is I can add some chorus to this and push it a bit towards the sides. Okay, so we have this in the beginning. Okay, now it makes sense. All right, so let's move on to the chorus guitars. So this is playing. So what I'll do is, since this is playing in the chorus, I will, not the volume, but I'll pan automate it. So I'll move this to the left. So there you go. Now this is a left guitar. This will be its double. Okay, I think this makes sense for the guitars. What else do we have? An acoustic guitar, okay. Yeah, but this is a bit too mono. What I'll do is, haven't used this in a while. Ocean Way, okay. So, I wonder if my presets, oh, there, okay, mono guitar enhancer. So this is a room reverb, and it has a remic option where it apparently is creating the illusion where your guitar is being played in the Ocean Way Studios recording room. So this is in the Studio B room, and you have a pair of C12s in Omni mode close to the guitar, and some, I don't know what these are, I think these are like ribbon mics, so large diaphragm mics towards the back, and they're a bit more wide apart, so it sounds like this when you turn this on. send us the reverb. Let me see what these sound like in the beginning. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate this kick, remove this and remove this part, and I'll work this separately. So no drum gate. Not this, but this, yeah. I want this drum gate, I don't want this drum gate. Good. Okay. Let's see how they are with all the rest of the tracks. Okay, moving on to the keys. See what we have here. So this is the intro keys. Okay, these are basically effects. Okay, hope that works. Let me see if I can saturate the... Yeah, okay. So what are these? Okay. So let's see. Oh, this is our instruments. Not hearing the bass as I like it, especially the distortion track. Let me try it with the dark glass distortion. Okay, so male and female vocals. This track is a bit lower in volume. I'll up that up.
Better than the man I am, just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, you kiss the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you. Better than the man I am, just by being
Good.
who you are. You light my
They're singing a tiny bit nasally. Oops.
better than the man I am, just by being who you are. Light my dark, touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be
Okay.
better than you, making me better than the man I am, just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, you kiss the touch of your hand.
Okay. Let's bring in the main vocals and see how that works. So this is basically turned on, but its modules are turned off. So I might swap these between the DMG models of the 1176 and the Opto compressor. So let's hear it.
Rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole. I'd be a rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole. Rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole. I'd be a rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole.
All right. Okay.
I'd be a rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole.
So because the vocal is too dynamic, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use Melodyne, which has a nice macro that will allow you to make quiet notes louder, like this, and then make loud notes a bit quieter, so they kind of meet in the middle. It's kind of similar to compression, but it works on a word-by-word or syllable-by-syllable basis. So I find it's a bit more natural sounding than compression, working, real fast. So let's hear it.
I'd be a rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole.
Yep, much better.
But your gloss and shine, this heart of mine, take me up and keep me racing right back home. And don't you know that you save me, honey, you make me better than the man I am, just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart could be better than you, making me better than me. You call my hurricane turning into summer rain, 'cause your eyes and your skies are always blue. You make a song out of my worn out old melody. You're the harmony when I'm all out of tune. Now 'cause of you, and I'm better than the man I am, just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you and making me.
What I'll do is I'll move the chorus vocals to another track. I guess these can move, and I'll add more reverb and more delay to this one.
You're rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole. But you gloss and shine this heart of mine, take me up and keep me racing right back home. And don't you know that you save me, honey, make me better than the man I am, just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you. Light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you, making me light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you, make
So there's this guitar solo that we didn't do anything with.
me.
What I'll do is I'll send it to the mix bus, and I'll send it to the side chain of the instrument bus. Where's that? Track spacer. There we go. So what happens is when the solo plays, it will also trigger the track spacer just like the vocals do.
Honey, you save me better than the man I am. Better than me. touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you. Me home, but your gloss and shine this heart of mine, turn me up and keep me racing right back home. And don't you know that you save me, honey, you make me better than the man I am, just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be.
So I'm adding parallel processing via a distressor emulation from the Slate Digital Bundle, and also I'm adding some distortion to the mids using Decapitator. So I'm filtering the lows and the highs both on Decapitator and both via EQ afterwards. So this is how it sounds.
You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than the man I am. And just by being who you are, you light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you, making me better than me. You call my hurricane turning into summer rain, 'cause your eyes and your skies are always blue. You make a song out.
So what I'll do is, no, not this, but this track, I'll automate it a tiny bit. So during the choruses, it comes back to this level right here. But during the verses, I'll lower this a bit. And here, I think here.
When I'm all out of tune, I'm there.
Yep, so let's get the rest one. So this also needs to go down a bit. Also same with the distorted bass. So up till here, lower it down a bit, and then lower it down here a bit. Okay, so let's hear.
You call my hurricane turning into summer rain, 'cause your eyes and your skies are always blue.
Same with the trigger kick.
'Cause your eyes and your skies are always blue. You make a song out of my worn out old melody. You're the harmony when I'm all out of tune. Now 'cause of you, and I'm better than the man I am.
So this can use a nice bump.
And I'm better than the man I am, just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl.
Okay, so we're at the 48-minute mark. What I'll do is I'll bring in the official mix. So, honest to God, this is the first time I'm going to listen to the official mix. So, let's see if we've come close. Guess is this the bit?
By being who you are, you light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile.
So I guess this is it. Okay, so I'll solo it. So whenever I'm in mute, it will bring it back to my mix, and solo is the reference mix.
Man, I am just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world.
Alright, it is crazy loud. It says 0 dB. Yeah, I'm all at 0 dB, so no, it's not me, it's the reference mix, so it's like 5 lufs.
Your kiss, the touch of your hand. And there's no girl in there.
Okay, let's bring ours in.
You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, the touch of your hand.
You know what? They sound the same in terms of volume. What is that? There we go. So.
And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you. And make it me. And make it me. Your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you. Better than me.
Frankly, I can go higher. I mean, the limiter is barely moving, so let me give it another dB or so.
Hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you. And make it me. Better than me. Honey, you saved me. Better than the man
I think this is a slightly different mix.
I am. And the man I am. You are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile.
Okay, so this is.
Yes, the touch of your hand. You touch my heart with your smile.
Small, okay. So that needs to come to 59.
You keep heart with your smile.
So this.
Heart with your smile, your kiss, touch of your hand.
Yep, okay, let's try again.
Better than the man I am. Just by being who you are. You light my dark, you touch my heart with your smile, your kiss, touch of your hand. And there's no girl in this world that could be better than you at making me.
Let me check how they did the intro.
I be rusted out Trans Am sitting on blocks and waiting for the weeds to grow up and swallow me whole. But you gloss and shine this hard, honey, make me better than the man I am. Just
Okay, mine sounds a tiny bit more wider. They seem to have brought the guitars towards the center of the spectrum. So I like my guitars all wide and, spread out. And the low mids is a bit different. I mean, I mostly make sure that the guitars are not building up in the low mids. I leave the bass guitar, actually the distortion bass, to handle the low mid of the spectrum, and that's fairly in the middle. So my guitars are mostly mid and high mid in color, and they're usually spread out. I mean, if something is staying in the center, it usually gets really filtered out. I mean, let me show you. So this high arpeggio, look, it's filtered out around almost 400 hertz. And the real filter is somewhere around like 700, 800 hertz, because I also have a dip around 350. So that's pretty filtered out. This guitar is also pretty filtered out. See, there's like a dip from the high shelf here at 700 hertz. So if something's going to be in the center, that's going to be filtered out because it needs to open space for the distorted bass guitar. And what I can say is it's a tiny bit more darker than mine. So that might be due to me working on headphones for an hour and being tired and not realizing how much high end I have. So what I'll do is I'll leave it at this stage, I'll take a rest, and I'll use the Slate VSX to have another listen after I take a break. And I'll print the track, and then I'll upload it so you can download it in your own environment and listen to it and see if it's, harsh or if it's muddy, etc. And I hope what I did was interesting. If it is, hit the like button, and I appreciate it if you subscribe. So thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.